Hi, my name is Ashley Lewis, and this is my problem-based learning presentation. I chose it. I chose the video to be the elementary projects from Worms to Wall Street. And at the right-hand corner, you can see my screenshot of the video. And if you click on it, it'll take you to the video. So before I get started, I wanted to let you know this video, it showed different lessons, but it was all basically the same thing. It said in the video, students from 1st to 5th grade participate in this type of activity. Once a semester, they pick out a topic and then they research it. So for this one, I chose the first lesson and we're going to talk about that. So the grade levels, 1st grade, it was science, of course, and the questions that were presented is what do we know about worms and what do we want to find about worms, and no standards were presented. So the lesson, they brainstormed about what animal they want to do, and then they figured out that they wanted to do worms. So the teacher then began phase 1, which is where they ask what do the students already know, and they think about that, and then they figure out what do they want to find out about it. So then they go into phase 2, which is basically research. They have different types of research. They do research through the computer, through field trips, through lab work, through even experiments. And then after they gather all that information, they present it through oral presentations, slideshows, and display boards in front of their peers. So what I saw is that the teacher was asking questions to the students and then guiding them to find the information. And they were able to find that information through computers, field trips, experiments, and lab work. And they even had the classroom organized into where they had a separate area for their worms investigation. And the students go on field trips to find out more about worms, and they also had an experiment set up where the students were able to look at alive and dead worms and then figure out, different information about them. So like how they felt, how they smelled, and the students were able to work in groups as they found out their information and then present it independently. And they used different materials. They used a container of dirt, books, and technology to gather information. So from the video, it shows that the lesson was effective for the students because they were able to present information they found, and that was the goal. They were trying to figure out information that they didn't know about worms, what they wanted to know. This differs from a traditional lessons because the students were researching information they wanted to find instead of being presented information. And also then they presented that information for their other peers to learn. What I liked about the lesson is the experiments they did. And then what I disliked is whenever they presented information, they didn't do it in groups, they did it independently. So I didn't like that. It made me wonder, I was asked to give an example of a problem guiding question that could be used in my classroom, and I chose what is a good movie commercial, what makes a good movie commercial. So that gives the students to think about something they like, movies, TV shows, and then they think about what attracts it to them. And then some barriers that can be faced whenever trying to do problem-based learning in the classroom is that it can be very time-consuming. Like I assume for the worms that it can be very time-consuming about the students trying to find information about it. That's why it is a semester-long thing. A benefit for doing this type of learning is that the student is able to have their ability to do a deep understanding increase. And then the benefit for the teacher is that they're helping the students' greater understanding grow. And that is my problem-based learning presentation. Thank you.